Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will be getting the hardware. He was named the NBA's MVP for the second straight year. He's only the fifth active player to win the award in back-to-back seasons. And so, Winman, I thought you had a very interesting thought and an interesting recollection as this series gets underway, and SGA will be getting the MVP award before Game 1.
When I was 17 years old and falling in love with the NBA, I vividly remember David Robinson getting the MVP award in 1995 in front of Hakeem Olajuwon. And then Olajuwon making it a personal mission to prove everybody wrong. He scored 41 the night he saw David Stern give Robinson the award. He averaged 35 in that series, and they pulled the upset over the #1 seed Spurs. Never underestimate the heart of a champion. You know that team.
Sure.
Well, Victor Wembanyama feels a certain way about his skills. And he is going to watch tonight as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets that MVP. A worthy MVP. I voted for Shai. But I wonder, really this whole Western Conference Finals to me is a check on whether it's Victor Wembanyama's league yet. Because I believe it will be his league in the future, or if it still belongs to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And here we have Wembanyama with a Hakeem opportunity at his hands in Oklahoma City tonight. I am going to be tuned in very closely for the next 2 weeks, but especially in this moment.
That's an excellent recollection. And, you know, look, if you don't think that the French can be salty, you've never asked for directions on the Champs-Élysées. So, all right, what do you think about that? Wemby coming out there to prove this was my trophy, this is my year, and I'm going to show everybody, yeah, he may have the hardware, but I'm the best player.
He's got to prove it. And that's what you want to see from a player that gets a chance to be in the category for best player in the world against a guy who was MVP. And I think how he's going to prove it against Dagnall is going to be very interesting, right? I think you'll see Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein, you'll see Jalen Williams. I also think one of the most intriguing matchups, we had PJ Tucker on this show a couple days ago. Yeah. We were sitting there talking about who has the best body frame to guard a guy like Victor Wembanyama. We thought Julius Randle did during that series against Minnesota, but obviously I have video later, that was not the case. Lou Dort has an interesting little twist. 6'4" body frame. I know you make that face, but when guys who are bigger playing against guards who are 6'4", a strong, sturdy frame can get up underneath you and make things difficult, make you play their basket back to basket. I'm also talking about you want to go in for a rebound, right?
Yeah.
Let's say the basket's behind me. If I'm Lou Dort, try to go in for a rebound.
I'm going. Okay.
Now the ball's over here. Now the goal's over here. I'm like this. Every possession, right?
Right.
I'm making you earn it each and every possession. You may see some like psychological warfare.
Wait, okay, Greeny. You did great.
Wait, here.
You got it. I just got to act the feet.
Look, hold on. Lou Dort is Mr. I'm sorry, is that your kidney? Like, he does not care about hurting you. I don't think he's going to go out and try to hurt Victor.
That was intense for
but
me, y'all.
he will not care about hurting Victor. We have a litany of body parts in the graveyard of Lou Dort.
Yeah, to that point, but we've seen, what's my guy, Alex Caruso, same concept, and the opportunities to guard Nikola Jokic at different points. And I'm not saying it's something that you can rely on the duration of a season, but in a series, if you do have a unique defender, you bring up a great point.
I'm just saying, it's all the things that we thought Minnesota was going to do that they didn't do. Just know that OKC is that squad. They do some of the nasty stuff now.
And they also have Chet Holmgren, who is one of the few guys, I mean, he's not as tall as Wembanyama. No one's as tall as Wembanyama, but they've got like the big athletic, you know, guy who, and there's obviously the history, for those who don't know, there's a history between Wembanyama and Holmgren. They don't like each other at all, which I think is delightful going into this series, which is where I thought you were going to go before you just scared me almost. You give me Lou Dort eyes. Winman, how about this? How about the rest of the matchups in this Western Conference Final?
Yeah, I'm also interested in the other end of the floor where Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's weapon is late game situations, getting to the elbow, creating contact. Wembanyama can do something that nobody else in the league can do against Shai. He can defend the rim and the mid-range at the same time. This is one of the reasons why the Thunder had trouble with the Spurs in the regular season.
Okay, the one thing I do want to bring up, though, is we got to, yes, Victor Wembanyama is 100% the centerpiece of the Spurs, but Stephon Castle is hooping.
Yeah.
Like, the rest of those guards for the Spurs are going to be a problem in terms of this OKC defense being tested as well.
Spurs went 4-1 against the Thunder in the regular season, the only team to win their season series against OKC. Coming up, it was the DAP seen around the world. Was it great sportsmanship or a big mistake by Anthony Edwards? We have a lot to say about it as we continue. Plus, more misery in Minnesota. What happens if the Vikings QB quest ends in disaster? Could their star receiver have something to say about it? We dive into all that and more. It's Get Up. We are presented by Yeti. 4 letters say it all. If you live for it, we're here for it.
Game, goal, hoop.
It's Trevor and Nicole hanging with you. Look, it was 2 years ago. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander said this quote: "My whole life is consistent. Everything I do." Since then, he has done nothing to prove himself wrong. He's just added to his trophy case.
Yeah, and for the second year in a row, the MVP trophy goes to SGA. Rest assured, an IG post with a Drake-esque lyrical caption is on the way. So in the meantime, those that hate on his style of play will just have to pray harder on his downfall, because the voting results in this one were not even remotely close. But he's just appreciative of the moment thus far.
When it's all said and done, as long as I know I gave everything I had to the game, I'll live with the results. And whatever that looks like, it looks like. Yeah, I don't have a certain amount of accolades I want to collect. I don't have anything I specifically want to do besides win. There's so many people in my life that sacrifice for me to just play this game that I love. And I would be doing them a disservice if I didn't give it my all. And that's really what it's about. None of the accolades and the points and all this stuff that's cool on social media, none of that is what I'm after. I'm just after making sure that while I'm doing this thing, I give it my all and I'm not wasting nobody's time.
So let's validate Shai's MVP win by the numbers. SGA is the very first MVP in NBA history to average 30 points and 5 dimes per game on 55% shooting from the field, and continues to put himself in the echelon of some all-time greats. He becomes just the 4th player to score 30 points a night in multiple MVP seasons. The others you're on a first-name basis with: Michael, Kareem, Wilt. This continues quite the run of hardware additions for the smooth operator. Gilgeous-Alexander is the 5th player to win a league MVP after winning MVP and Finals MVP the previous season. If SGA manages to win the Finals MVP again, too, he'd be the 3rd repeat MVP, Finals MVP, with Jordan, LeBron, and that's it. So are we talking GOAT at this point?
Earlier this month,
Randy Scott, Gary Streisky back with you on SportsCenter.
Yeah.
And speaking of back, SGA back as the most valuable player in the National Basketball Association.
And he had several moments from which to choose if you're going to crystallize this MVP season for him. Let's start early, like NBA Cup.
Certainly an MVP coat that he walked into.
Oh, yeah.
The All-Star festivities with. First 25 games of the season, the Oklahoma City Thunder were untouchable and darn near unbeatable. Shai Gilgeous walked off the bus and he gave you 20 points. It was oftentimes 30 and then sitting out a 4th quarter. He led the Thunder to a 24-1 start, the best record through 25 games in the history of the NBA.
He's an interesting soundbite. He's great on the mic. He's also great in the 4th quarter. March 9th against Denver. Sound up on a game winner and then on the MVP battle.
SGA's got it. Trying to get away from Jones. And the three! Yet again, he's good! It's over inside Paycom Center. The Thunder get it done.
Yeah, so SGA hits a clutch game winner in a 35-point performance. And then they asked him, man, do you have anything to talk about with your MVP race? After we see him take down the Pistons of Detroit.
The eventual 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, who just fell last night to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and SGA was like 47 points. That's light work, but let him talk. This MVP, I'm coming for it again.
I think it's good for the league. I think it's good chatter. It gives people something to talk about. I'm good. I let my game do the talking.
My game did plenty of talking.
Hit us with that Shania Twain. Give him something to talk about.
That was Bonnie Raitt, man.
Oh, my bad.
I was like, that don't impress me much.
There wasn't a
Like,
remix? There wasn't a remix? Are you sure?
Okay, well, hey, Shania Twain, Canadian.
True.
So is SGA.
True.
We got 83 of the 100 first place votes. Sorry about it. Some may be surprised, myself included, to be Victor Wembanyama 3rd. Wemby not finishing his runner-up? 3rd behind Nikola Jokic. Jokic in the top 2 in the MVP voting for the 6th straight season. Brian Windhorst, as an MVP voter, will weigh in on this coming up.
An American hasn't won the MVP in